What's up, guys? This is Jeepers Stacy. I am JC. Obviously, you can tell I've been watching too much Sam and Colby because I can't not say what's up, guys, in my intros. Today, I am going to do my makeup while telling you how Fear Columbus Krampus was. Mostly because I was not allowed to film inside. It is listed on their website that you're not allowed to film. You are also told waiting in line you are not allowed to film over an intercom. And before you actually go through the haunted house, a instructor also reminds you that you're not allowed to have your phone out. You're not allowed to take pictures, no cameras, and no recording. They also had surveillance in the middle of the haunted house to make sure you don't do that. So even if I was a super sneaky spy, I could not get away with it. And I want to abide by the rules. So we're just going to do some makeup and talk a little bit about that. I am just going to preface this by saying, I've never been to Fear Columbus before. I am a big haunted house gal, but I like to stay local as much as I can to do my haunted houses during the Halloween season. So I'll do like the local haunted cornfields, and I have been to, I think it's called the Haunted Hoochie in Columbus, but granted that was a while ago. I really would like to do the Mansfield Haunted Prison for around my 30th birthday, because I know you can do overnight stays and like overnight tours there. I looked it up on their website like a little bit. Because I'm turning 30, I want to do like a whole weekend of fun-filled spooky ooky things. So the Mansfield prison is definitely on my list. Got a little sidetracked. No expectations really for Fear Columbus. I hadn't read any reviews or watched their YouTube trailer for the Krampus Fear Columbus for like their winter season haunted house. So I didn't really know what we were getting into. So I bought the tickets on the way there online because I thought it would be easier, and I don't think you can get tickets while you're there, just an FYI. The other thing about it is I was kind of excited because when I go to like haunted cornfields, it's like an all ages type of deal. So I do know that Fear Columbus is like you have to be 13 and older. So I was like, okay, this might get me. I might jump a little bit. I might do one of those things. So we get there pretty freaking early. I assumed because they only do 2 weekends for the Krampus Fear Columbus that it was going to be packed, and I live a couple hours away from Columbus, so we just wanted to get there and get first in line, you know, in and out type of deal. I'm assuming most haunted attractions take 30 or 40 minutes to get through the entire thing. Granted, if there's not several different attractions to go through. So we got there around 5:30. It said that it started at 7. So I just did like my makeup in the car, charged my phone a little bit. We were chilling. We actually parked like literally right next to the security gate to go through. So that was cool. Somebody was there with a like a microphone over a speaker system that just said, hey, stay in your cars until 6:30 and then you can begin lining up. So yeah, we just hung out until 6:30, and then once they called everybody to get out of their cars, we went to go through like kind of like a gated system. It was separated by like the metal bars or whatever. So we go to get in line, and it starts pouring down rain. And it's granted it's 6:30, so we're waiting until 7, and then we get to the security like metal detector walkthrough thing, you know, like how you go through the airport And I only had my phone on me, so I put it in the basket. We went through, and like every single person, including us, like behind us, that little metal detector thing went off. And they weren't stopping anybody, but I do know that they kind of like don't want you to take bags, like backpacks or purses inside. I believe now that I've checked the website since we went through it, it says like they're not responsible if you lose any items. You do have to sign a waiver when you buy the online tickets too. I didn't really read through the entire waiver if I'm being honest. I'm a pretty risky person. So I just signed it, put in my information, and then read the website after we were done with it. And it says, like, obviously the warning that all haunted houses do, like if you are epileptic or sensitive to flashing lights or, you know, pregnant, whatever, it says all that stuff. But it also says they're not responsible for anything lost or damaged through the haunted house, which again, I feel like that's pretty standard. So I just had my phone, put it in my pocket. I wore those like super cool leggings that they make nowadays that have pockets in the side of them, so that worked out well for me. And then you go in after security, you go into the tents where they have you wait because it is a rain or shine type of event. And then we waited in the tents for about from I'd say 7 to like 7:20-ish, and then they called the VIP first. So they called like, I don't know, anywhere from like 6 to 10 VIP people, and then they called 4 general admission people, which was us. So we go inside the actual building. But it was cool because the tent that you have to wait in prior to that is like right up at the front of the building. And while we were waiting the 20 minutes in the tent, they had like fireworks going off above the Fear Columbus building. And they had like a light show on the front of the building. So we had a little bit of entertainment while we were waiting. So this is the tent that we had to wait in. So you go through these gates and then you go up and wait in like 2 sections there, and then you go inside the tent and it snakes all the way up, and then that is actually where you go inside. And then it is like, again, a snake all the way through it, and then you come out the other side. That tent right now is full of people. I'm so glad we got here when we did, although you were covered, you know, from the rain. Waiting for that kind of sucked. So once we got into the actual building, there were another set of like metal bars, dividers, whatever, split between general admission and VIP. And then you wait. It's kind of like a waiting room situation, and there's also another light show in there. And then I just remember like when you look up, there's like a bunch of like moss and like stringy lights and tinsel, and like all the holiday decor that you can hang from a ceiling was hanging. But I do want to warn everybody, if you guys decide to go next year, like when they say if you have an issue with flashing lights, like they mean it. Like the entire time, like granted, I'm not epileptic, or I usually don't have issues with flashy lights and stuff. But I do have like little instances of vertigo that I feel now and then. It's like an ongoing issue with me, and they were definitely affecting me. It happens like in both waiting rooms, the flashing lights, like they almost happen the entire time, like consistently. So just so you guys know, the flashing lights are the real deal. I don't think I have ever seen that much strobe in my entire life, and I went through an EDM phase, so if that tells you anything at all. It was a lot. Um, they have two TVs in the waiting room in the actual, like, inside the building, and they would play, like, little promo videos of years past, of Fear Columbus for the Christmas portion. Sorry, I've never met a girl that can talk and do their eyebrows at the same time, or their eyeliner. So we waited there for about, I don't know, 10, 15 more minutes after that, and then they started letting us in. So they let 4 VIP people in and then 4 general admission people. Initially, it seemed like they were spacing it out well. That did not end up being the case as we were going through, and I didn't really notice how close we were to the other 2 groups that went in before and after us until like maybe 10 minutes into the haunted house, which I will also insert. When you first go in, they have like a amusement park style, like how they give you all the rules and regulations and instructions with somebody with a microphone. I'll go ahead and show you guys that now.
She let me know that you guys can go, okay? Just basic rules really quick. Nobody, no touching the actors. They're not gonna touch you. Make sure you have all your loose items inside your pocket so they won't get lost. If you get lost or if something gets lost, just make sure you email us and we'll reach back out to you, okay? And then also, if you have any problems, like if you can go through or something happens, just reach out to one of the staff, okay? Any questions? And no cameras.
Can I record or no?
No, you cannot. No cameras.
Okay. First impressions walking in, I thought the first few rooms were super like well decorated. Like it was like classic Christmas decor. And then like as we moved deeper and deeper, it just got like, just my general impression was like less and less thought through. Like a lot of the rooms 3/4 of the way through were just like random. Like they weren't all the way decorated or something. I don't know how to explain it. Obviously I can't show you guys, so you'll just have to take my word for it. But they had a lot, and I mean a lot of dummies, like the dummies that don't have legs, and some of them did have legs, and they put wigs on them and just had like regular clothes on them, like jeans and a t-shirt, and had them facing like the other way, like turned around like that, standing up against a wall or a corner or something. And I didn't get what that was about, because obviously they're not for jump scare. You can tell they're a dummy like as soon as you walk in the room. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, like I said, 3/4 of the way through, it was like no scare actors, bunch of dummies. Half of the like animatronics that were supposed to like do that to you, like didn't go off. And I was just thinking like, oh, maybe they went off for the person right in front of us, but no. They didn't go off for the person in front of us or behind us. So I'm not really sure what was up with that. The one thing I did think was super, super cool walking through it was these like giant inflatable bags, but they're really long on both sides. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced that at a haunted house. They had them at this one cornfield. You go through a barn and then it leads you out to the cornfield, but they had them there. So I knew what they were when I saw them. But the other people I went with had no freaking clue what they were. So they're huge inflatable things, and you're supposed to walk through them, okay? So it's like a path. So you walk this way and then it curves and takes you to another room, but this was so long. And I'm talking inflatables, like they're filled with air and they're doing this thing, but you have to walk through them and it like squeezes you. So you have to like fight your way through it. It's not as difficult as I'm making it sound, obviously, but that was kind of enjoyable for me because I've seen those at haunted houses before. And it added a little extra element because most of them were just walking through rooms. And I mean, like, maybe the size of like a small living room, and all you're doing is like turning the corner into the other room. And a lot of the dummy rooms I was talking about were that small. So it was like a room and then a room and then a room and then a room. And then you'd have a jump scare, but it wouldn't be for us, it'd be for the people in front of us, which we were just watching. So most of the time we were just walking through it and looking at stuff. Like, I would say 90% of the time. If you are an avid haunted house goer, like I am, you would be able to recognize specific animatronics or decor from places such as Spirit Halloween. So I can tell you, a few years back, I don't remember precisely, a few years back, they had a Krampus animatronic that was new at Spirit Halloween. Fear Columbus had 5 or 6 of them throughout the haunted house. So the first one was pretty freaking cool. The entire room was decorated up to look like scary Krampus-y. And then after the second one, I was like, oh. And then the third one, I was like, then the fourth and the fifth, and I was just like, okay. I get it that it is Krampus, Fear Columbus, but Jesus. I wish I had 5 or 6 Krampus animatronics. Maybe that's just me talking out of like pure jealousy, that they had all the Krampus animatronics. I wonder if they bought out the Spirit Halloween in Columbus. Or if they got them from like a discounted seller or something, because they just had a lot, man. Granted, all the criticism or comments that I'm making that seem harsh, it's strictly because we were so packed with the people who went before us and after us. I, again, got on the website after we were done, and I guess that the Fear Columbus has like 2,800 5-star reviews. I'm assuming a bulk majority of those are from like their Halloween season. The other thing is that a main reason for our holdup, why the rest of us had to wait in the second waiting room after we made it through the gates, was because there was a group of people who wanted to film for advertisement. They have a YouTube channel called Scare Factor, and they just go around you know, the most popular haunted attractions per state and basically review them. I think they have like their own personal rating scale that they do too. So they went in very, very first in front of the group of VIPs and us with the whole film crew. I am interested to get a hold of that and watch their video of them going through, because I'm sure the scare actors were aware that they were going in first so they could like really perform, rightly so. So I will link their YouTube as well so you guys can go check that out, because I'm just over here doing my makeup telling you about it. Maybe their channel will give you a better indication of the haunted house since they were permitted to record. So I had to go off camera to do my eyeliner and my lashes. I would not have been able to talk and do them at the same time. I just generally think, all in all, I don't regret going. We still had a good time regardless of like the spacing issue. I think that's the only thing I would have preferred to change. I don't generally get scared through haunted houses. The jump scares always get me. They get everybody. That's not my point. My point is just based off of the 5-star reviews and the trailer and going through their website afterwards. I guess I was expecting more. Haunted Hoochie trumps Fear Columbus by 1 million, okay? And I haven't been to Haunted Hoochie for, I think it's been over 6 years, honestly. From what I remember of it, it still trumps Fear Columbus. So, like I said before, don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert. I've never conducted a haunted house. They have been doing this for years now. They're very successful. They make decent money from it. They have great reviews for it. This is just my experience of going. And I have never gone during their Halloween season, so you never know. Let me know if you guys have ever been to Fear Columbus, whether it be Halloween season or Christmas season. I'm not sure how long they've been doing the Krampus haunted house thing, but let me know. Always like, comment, and subscribe, and thank you guys so much for watching me do my makeup and somewhat complain about Fear Columbus. Maybe I'll have a better experience next year. We will see. This is a finished look from while I was talking. If you guys do want to come to Fear Columbus, Ohio, obviously, they are doing one more weekend, the 15th, 16th, and 17th. I believe it's 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. General admission tickets online are around $33 per person, and you do have to sign a waiver when you get the email for your tickets. Don't forget to do that.